Hello everyone! RPG Kingdom Kid here with a new Let's Play of King's Quest. That's right, this is the game. So, the LP before Judgment, which I can't remember right off the top of my head, was before I decided to do Judgment. Actually, I think before I decided to do whatever that game was before Judgment, which I think it was a short one, if I remember correctly. I was like, you know what, I'll do King's Quest. That'll be a nice little LP because I bought it then. Or I honestly can't even remember when I bought this game, but I got it as like a sale, so I was like, oh, sure, I'll get that. You know, it's a game that I was always curious about because I played one of the earlier King's Quest games. Now, King's Quest is a point-and-click game, and I can't remember which one it was. I want to say King's Quest 3, maybe, was one I played. Years and years ago. But it's been a long time. But I watched someone play the first episode of this King's Quest. Yes, this King's Quest is episodic, like Telltale, but I think they're all very decently linked too. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I think when I first watched that person play it was when this came out. So of course it's been a while. But I thought, what better way to start off 2020 than with the LP that I planned to do a while back. You know, like I said, it was supposed to be the LP before Judgment. Whatever LP that I did before Judgment. And then I decided, well, I'll do Judgment because so I watched on YouTube is playing Judgment, and Judgment was the game I wanted to LP, so I'll do that. And then King's Quest kind of just went down the barrel, and I was like, well, I'll find some time to do it. And that sometime was in the beginning of 2020. So let us, begin. Here we go. Game uses the autosave feature. Do not turn off the system when you see this icon. Okay. Alright, so I should have all my chapters. Yes, all my chapters are already in there. Good. So from my understanding is, I can't remember his name. I believe it starts with a G, but you basically play the same character in all the King's Quest games. Except I think later down the road you play as one of his children. And now this one is basically learned how he became the king. I can't remember his name, but I'm very excited to play it. Let's just audio and visual. Make sure subtitles are on. Okay. No, shoot. I think I had to apply changes. Yes. I want to make sure everything is as it is. Good. Controls. Inventory. Okay. Yep. It's like I said, it's a point-and-click game, so it's not really gonna have that much control. I can't remember. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but Doc Brown from Back to the Future. He's the guy. He's the main character when he's older. I don't know who he is when he's younger. But fantastic. Something Lloyd something, I don't know, but every time I think of him, the name Lloyd comes in my mind. So anyway, let's just begin. Let's begin on chapter 1, of course. So let's go. Oh, I thought there was gonna be something. Is there someone that was over here? I thought I saw something. Someone over here.
I had not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
Damn it! It's hard to say because it's gonna be hard to get a trailer for this game. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's what I'm trying to do. Ah, shit, I accidentally went the way I was supposed to.
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either.
This looks pretty.
Two odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
I think this would give me a game over. Yep.
And that's what would have happened if I turned the left switch. But since I am here telling this story, you already know that I pulled the right one.
I have to do it again. That's unfortunate. Wait, can I, like, interact with this guy?
I decided
there
this
you
was
go.
no time to take a nap, even though that bed looked very squishy and very comfortable.
That's a lot of beds.
Buckets, barrels, butter churns, and beds were jammed into every nook and cranny of that cave. It all seemed so familiar. Even though the bed was very comfortable, this was no time to hide under the covers.
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. Beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in
Oh,
the story
Gwen,
will be overlooked. Now, where was I?
Lord Gwen
yes.
or King Gwen, that's
As I
his name.
treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
Because that was the thing, is like all the characters' names start with G's, even his wife.
Nestled beneath a slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror.
Oh, so you remember this part of the story.
Well, dragons are my favorite.
Do you want to tell this part?
Yes. King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a
Daventry,
quest
that's...
to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing in my way to... My way, too. Add a shinier hat to my collection.
This game looks fantastic. Even from, like, what was it, 2016, 2015, this game still looks amazing. And the bad news is, like, I didn't even hear when, like, episodes 2 through 5 came out.
But it was missing a handle. someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
Conundrum.
Volumes of old books with foreboding titles clutter the shelves of that strange bedroom. How to Tame a Dragon, Breaking the Spirit of Hideous Beasts, Amateur Spells to Impress Your Friends with. No books about recovering missing handles, though.
All right.
So the missing handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap. Then I used my cleverness to hide.
Under the bed.
Luckily, that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
A dragon's eye must be really hard to pierce with an arrow. At archery lessons, I can barely hit a hay bale.
It is indeed a feat only for skilled archers.
Feet only of skilled archers. So I don't know how I'm gonna handle this. I'll probably handle this like I did when I played The Walking Dead. I'll probably just do the episodes and
but it was
cut off.
missing a handle. Someone tampered with it,
Oh,
creating
inventory.
some silly conundrum.
What did you use to fix the broken switch?
I didn't like the dragon though.
The dragon's chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall. This cave seemed to be filled with failed adventures. After he briefly basked in the sun, the narcoleptic dragon went back to snoring.
I probably sleep all day too, if Amira was my only friend.
I have a feeling some of these trophies are going to be like, you know, either fail or don't. I probably could have made it, but I don't trust myself. In the bed. Oh. Yes, I was. Oh.
Whoever designed this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
Good thing there was an arrow. Oh, I thought I was going to collapse.
The mirror called out to me.
Let's look around first before I do anything.
A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
That's what I was supposed to do. Then do that. Oh shit. Oh god. Hey! Nice catch the hat. Just look overhead.
With a magic mirror safely in my possession, I dreamt of the Daventry I would be rewarded with, and the kingdom it could become. In that split second, I had three choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
Ooh, should I free the dragon? Him in the eye? I'll free him.
My hands were shaking and my arms could barely grip the rope, but with the last of my strength, I climbed out of the well and headed back to the castle. Ever since the magic mirror returned, its reflections have warned the kingdom of danger, kept our family safe, and it has exposed many troublesome crumbs tangled in my beard.
Yeah. King Edward was so proud that you returned his lost treasure that he made you king. Everyone knows that part. Now, can we get back to that dragon?
Gwendolyn, there is so much more to my stories than dragons. I hope this old cap will be remembered for far more than the action tattered across its brim, sewn into the seams of many hidden adventures. All right, let's get back to the dragon.
Tell me everything. Like, why did you set the dragon free even though he was trying to eat you?
I set him free because, well, over the years I realized that the dragon was not the despicable, hideous beast Daventry had made him out to be. He was just a caged animal that was never shown any kindness. On that day, I forgave the dragon for his atrocious past.
You have such a bizarre way of making friends, Grandpa. I guess I do too. I'm known as Gwendolyn the Popular back home, but only to my stuffed bunnies.
I've always found it best to pursue friends where I can, though they don't always feel the same about me.
All right, you two. Grandpa needs to rest. Gwendolyn, it's way past your bedtime.
Sleep well, Grandpa. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
I don't need rest. I'm as spry as I've ever been, though I wouldn't mind a slice of magic fruit.
hello, cousin.
Guard!
I'm glad you're finally here. He's been asking about you for days. I had to sit through the same story 5 times.
We got here as fast as we could. And I like Grandpa's stories, especially the ones with dragons.
Ah, yes, the legendary beast that he set free. I don't know if he forgets I've heard that story before or he doesn't care, but he loves telling it to anyone that will listen. I'm pretty sure I heard the nursemaids telling his same jokes in the hall.
Have you heard anything the doctors are saying?
Yes, doctors, wizards, magic elves. Grandfather is fine, Gwendolyn. They all say the same thing. He's just old. He still has a few good years left. Look, we're all excited that your family made the trip, but there's no need to worry. You should get some rest. I'm sure you're scheduled for a full morning of Grandfather's hilarious ramblings.
Oh, I'm also scheduled for the tournament tomorrow.
Ah, yes, the fencing tournament. You'll love it. I'm, of course, favored to win and will make sure you have the very best seat to view my victory. The courtyard will be filled with important people and delicious hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I'm actually competing in the tournament.
I had no idea we were hosting a junior tournament. That's incredible. In that case, I will gladly be there to cheer you on and eat delectable appetizers.
Nope, no junior tournament. I'll be squaring off against you.
I see. Well, perhaps this is the time to stop listening to stories and finally make some of your own. Good night, Gwendolyn. Sleep well.
Come in, Gwendolyn. You can set those on the nightstand.
Grandma said to take 3 spoonfuls of each.
I'll get to those. No need to fuss over me. Now, let's talk about far more important issues, like that fencing tournament. I hear you're competing.
Well, I signed up, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Nonsense. If it's Scott you're worried about, he's no bother. After all, I only learned that you entered after he complained about it all morning. Threatened, I'm guessing. There are many ways to win a duel. I, for one, have always been fond of...
You know what? We're gonna go for the kind route
treating
here.
my opponents with respect. You'll be surprised what opens up to you. A lovely fellow once told me the fastest way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Speaking of, that reminds me of a story, one I know you haven't heard before. When I was a much younger lad, before I was a knight, before I'd been to Daventry, and even before I had seen a dragon. It's a tale about a tournament that changed my life. It is a long story, but I shall tell it briefly.
Well, Triumph, this looks as good a place as any to camp for the night. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
Well, alrighty then. Ow.
After gracefully rappelling down the cliff, I welcomed the sight of an actual road, the first sign of civilization. Daventry was just a few miles to the east. I'd read all about its wonders in my travel books. I couldn't wait to check out its famous, fantastical floating island.
Grandpa, you can't leave Triumph.
Don't worry, Triumph can fend for himself. We've been through our share of sticky situations, but he always comes around when I need him most. After all that graceful repelling, I was certainly not headed back that way.
Oh, what the hell? Hold on. Damn, stupid thing popped up. Huh. That guy looks like he had the bow that we were using.
Hey! Over here!
I could have sworn the parade of hopeful knights was scheduled for the next day. I should have been with them, marching with Triumph. It seemed my first few minutes in Daventry were off to a terrible start.
So, how did you catch up with them?
That odd horn seemed to be missing some sort of mouthpiece.
I have 5 coins.
Strange tracks blazed a trail through the forest.
It's still pretty, like even that background, even though it looked like it was made from MS Paint or something like that, it still looks beautiful. What's that? That looks like the mouthpiece I'll need.
That wheel seemed freshly broken. That wheel seemed freshly broken.
Hello.
Stand back, you dirty thieves! Wah! Oh, it's just a boy. Don't know where he's from, but it must be hard to pronounce.
Hey,
You
Tom
know, you
Kennedy.
should never sneak up on a guy in a dangerous place like... Oh! What's wrong with your foot? Probably stepped on a spiniferous thornweed. Don't worry, I got just the fix for that. Tell me, is it more of a... Ow! Or a... Oh! Either way, the Merchant of Miracles has got you covered. But it'll cost you. I've risked my neck to forage the most rare, miraculous, mysterious, and oftentimes delicious ingredients. Ah, here it is. I massage this into my skin twice a day, and just look at my little biscuits. Well, now that I've mulled it over, you'd better not. It might stunt your growth. Ooh, such exquisite material. Hey. I knew you weren't from around here. Well, you best get going. Nobody likes a late night. Oh, wait. You're stuck here with me. Every bridge is out, and my shortcut had a few shortcomings. I swear that rock leaped straight out of the water. Now I'm stuck here with no wheel, a lost toolbox, and Mr. Fancy Cakes. Say, I'll bet a fine, strapping young man like you could help me fix up this wheel. Yup, you help me fix my chariot, and I'll give you a lift to the tournament. Hopefully no one else notices your horrible lack of punctuality. Oh, how rude. Do you have any questions for me?
Nope.
Nope.
I might have to go back.
Just a little oop here, a little elbow grease there, and darn, that's it.
Good old Tom Kennedy.
Perhaps there was a wheel on the other side of that river. Too bad I couldn't swim.
How did you get across that river?
Oh, can I pet your goats?
Stay away from my majestic unicorns. Ooh, I'm a rock. No, I'm not.
The wheel was very broken. I would have to find another solution. I wondered what those birds needed a toolbox for.
Oh no.
The wheel was very broken. I would have to find another solution.
Alright, well hopefully maybe the tools went down to this dude. There might be a lot of trial and error during this, by the way.
Perhaps there was a wheel on the other side of that river. Too bad I couldn't swim.
How did you get across that river?
Find me a wheel, boy. Anything big and round should do the trick.
There the hell?
Just move this over to the left, right there a little more, and bargain stopper!
Just want to make sure that I did not have. Alright, what happens if I step over there? There's nothing, okay. there anything over here I could use?
As I was saying, I followed the road to the east and headed to the night tournament.
Okay, so it looks like it cannot go that way. I didn't miss anything, did I?
I searched the forest for a while before I found the merchant's lost tools.
Well, I found the toolbox, but the tools went somewhere else. Did they not?
Shame. The only tool left seemed to be a small hatchet. And no, Gwendolyn, before you start asking me thousands of questions about that hatchet, I did not go around using it on everything. There was no reason to chop down that perfectly good tree. The wheel was already broken. No sense rubbing it in.
No sense rubbing it in. Go around, use it on everything.